Hey everyone, I've been wanting to do a video about why I hate crypto analysts so much, and I see tweets like the one I'm about to read you all the time, and every time I think, the whole analyst community, not just crypto analysts, but analysts in general, the vast majority of them are complete BS. Complete BS, constantly making predictions that can't be wrong. And so I'm going to read you this prediction. It's probably mirrored the wrong way, but this is Rect Capital, which is a popular Twitter handle that makes predictions. But the analysts are all like this. Okay, so I'm going to read it to you. I'm going to read you the whole thing, and then I'm going to tell you what's wrong with it, because it's basically what's wrong with almost all analysts. So it says, ultimately, Bitcoin has daily close above $100,000. So yesterday, at 6 o'clock p.m., which is the official close of the market, Bitcoin was just above $100,000 when they wrote this. Ultimately, Bitcoin has a daily close above $100,000. However, for Bitcoin to move up from here, it would need to reclaim $101,000 as support, much like it did on December 14. Otherwise, $101,000 could turn into a new resistance, which could mean the downside isn't over. Okay, so everybody is always predicting something that I'm going to just simplify what I just read to you. What I just read to you is Bitcoin is $100,000. If it can't get back to $101,000, it's probably going down. Now, conversely, let me say it another way. Bitcoin is $100,000 per coin. If it never goes down below $99,000 per coin, it's probably up from here. Well, of course it's up from here. I mean, every analyst makes these ridiculous, stupid predictions that basically says, here's the price. If we don't go up, we might go down. Conversely, if we don't go down, we might be going up. Well, of course, if we don't go down, we might be going up. And if we don't go up, we might be going down. It's ridiculous. And so the problem with tweets like this ridiculously stupid tweet from Rect Capital, which again is one of like a million analyst predictions that are on Twitter like every day, and they come out in these analyst reports that are 25-page long and all this sort of stuff. The predictions are always the same, and then eventually they always say, called it, right? Because if I say Bitcoin is $100,000, and if it doesn't go down, it might go up, and if it doesn't go up, it might go down. Then no matter which way the price goes, immediately I get to go on Twitter and say, haha, called it. I said if it didn't go below, 99, it was probably going up, and then it did go up, which means I'm a genius analyst, and you should listen to me. Conversely, again, they're always predicting if it doesn't go above 101,000, it's probably going down. And then as soon as it goes down, they're like, called it, I'm a genius, you should follow me. In order for them to be wrong, the market would have to basically freeze. Right? So the only way they can be wrong with this prediction is if Bitcoin holds at exactly $100,000 indefinitely, which no growing asset ever does that, which means you can always predict that it will go up or down. And even if you're wrong, so this also drives me crazy because analysts are always predicting expect volatility. Right? So that's like me sitting on my back patio saying, it's a beautiful day. The temperature right now is 50 degrees. If there's one thing I think that's in store for us is the weather's likely to change. If the temperature doesn't go up, it's probably going down. And if the temperature doesn't go down, I'll bet you it's going up. And then I can predict the weather every single day, like these moron analysts that are constantly saying this stuff. So that's all it is. They are virtually always saying things that allow them in retrospect to call it. Now, here's the thing. Anytime an analyst calls for, increased volatility, in the meantime, expect volatility. If they're wrong, if it just so happens for the next couple weeks that there's very little volatility, that the price just doesn't change much at all, nobody is ever going to go back to those analysts and say, hey, you said it was going to change and it didn't. Because nobody remembers when nothing changes. And so just like right now, if I said, 50 degrees outside, expect temperature changes, everyone. Just expect temperature changes. Well, what if through some miracle we hold at exactly 50 degrees for the next week? Nobody's going to remember that I predicted temperature changes and then it didn't, right? Everybody only remembers when something changes, which means the analysts can always predict that something's going to change. And then when it changes, they say they called it. And then they try to get you to subscribe to their $29 per month subscription. That's going to enable you to predict the future because they're going to keep giving you these garbage estimates. So it drives me crazy every time I hear somebody talking about support and resistance and making claims that if it doesn't go up, it might go down. And if it doesn't go down, it might go up. And they always mask it in this extremely complicated technical jargon that I understand. So I understand what they're saying. But also, when you cut through it, you realize all that they're ever saying is if it doesn't go up, it might go down. And if it doesn't go down, it might go up. And if they are so pathetic that they can't even predict that, then they expect heightened volatility because they have no idea. And it's like predicting that the weather might change. Be on the lookout for changing weather, everyone. Be on the lookout. The weather might change. If it doesn't get hotter, it might get colder. If it doesn't get colder, it might get hotter. But be on the lookout. The weather might change. There you go. Now I can predict the future of weather. These analysts are so ridiculous. And I see them constantly. And it drives me crazy. And so finally I've decided to do a video about it. Anyway, have a great day.